Thank you. Deb, do you see Peter Freeman there and perhaps Mr.
Yep.
Galvin?
Peter Freeman, Mr. Galvin, Jeff, Jen.
Okay, then I think I have
That's-
7 o'clock.
I think that should be about it.
We all set to rock and roll?
Mhm.
Okay, then let's move forward. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is John Leonard. I'm chairman of the Milton Board of Appeals. This is the March 3rd, 2022 hearing regarding the application dealing with the residences at East Milton Square. This is the application of Adams Court Property Owner LLC, very technically. And the purpose of, and also with me tonight are board members Nick Gray and Jeffrey Mullen. The proceedings in this 40B application were continued to this date for the limited purpose of opening the meeting and receiving from the applicant and any other interested persons draft decisions. The evidentiary portion of this hearing ended at the last session, but we did want to have the parties to have the opportunity of filing draft decisions and give them sufficient time to do that. And that's the limited purpose for which we're holding this hearing this evening. And I'm happy to report that about a day ago, Attorney Freeman filed with the Board of Appeals a draft decision for the comprehensive permit that he's seeking in multiple pages. The draft decision goes about 16 pages, and to which are attached several exhibit lists, engineering conditions, pedestrian and traffic safety conditions, and a series of waivers that the applicant is requesting. So that submittal, we thank Mr. Freeman and his development team for this draft decision. It's already been posted by Tim Zwinski on the Board of Appeals website and is available for all to read. We also received from Attorney Bob Galvin, representing the East Milton Neighborhood Association, this afternoon, a submittal wherein he took Mr. Freeman's draft decision and interlineated proposed suggestions. And so we certainly thank Mr. Galvin for that. And Mr. Galvin also attached to his submittal draft conditions by the abutters in approximately 8 or 9 pages, dealing with various aspects of the project. I'm not sure whether this has been posted as of the present time, but if it hasn't been, it certainly will be posted sometime tomorrow morning. So we want to thank Bob Galvin and the East Milton Neighborhood Association for submitting their comments on the draft decision. So that was the principal purpose of this meeting tonight. Let me just ask, for the sake of the record, whether there's anybody else present who has submitted a draft decision, but I haven't recited the board's receiving it. Is there anyone who's sent a draft decision to the board other than Attorney Freeman and Attorney Galvin?
I don't believe so.
Okay, I didn't think so either, but I just wanted to ask to make sure that everyone was on the same footing while we appreciate the expertise of Mr. Freeman and Mr. Galvin, that doesn't preclude or did not preclude anybody from filing their own draft decision if they wanted to do so. So we thank everyone for submitting the draft decisions. And what I'd like to pose at the present time, particularly to Judy Barrett, is what do you suggest, Judy, knowing your schedule and your somewhat impossible evenings for the next 3 or 4 months? But is there a time frame that's more comfortable for you within which to adjourn tonight and reschedule the hearing to start deliberations on the application?
So I did speak with Tim about an approach. And I think what I'd like to do, sort of like what I did on the other cases, is to pull together a draft decision for the board, working with content as appropriate from Attorney Freeman's draft, from Attorney Galvin's draft, but get it into a format that's consistent with the other decisions. And go, and then I think what we want to do at the professional staff level is go through the conditions in a meeting between Tim, myself, town staff as appropriate, and the peer review consultants, so that we provide the board with a set of conditions that we think are appropriate just based on our own professional judgment, and then give you that to use for deliberation. So there's one document that's being looked at. And the only issue I have, John, is just there's a lot of town meeting pre-hearings that I have this month, but I will certainly make time for the board. My question, and I don't know if you had a chance to even see the email at this point because I sent it late, was whether the board is amenable or able to meet a little earlier than a 7 o'clock, or because I don't know what your work schedules are.
Well, we're all bankrupt now, Judy, tending to these multiple hearings, so maybe we have more flexibility.
I mean, are you guys able to meet at 5, or does that not work for you?
Well, let's find out. Jeff Mullen, do you have any comments about meeting at 5 at some mutually acceptable time?
Depends on the day, but I can make that work.
Okay, great. Thank you for your flexibility. Mr. Gray, how about you?
I would give the same answer as Mr. Mullen. I could make it work depending on the day.
Okay, and I'm the same. So I guess, Judy, what type of a time frame do you think you need so that you can prepare your draft for the consideration of the board after meeting with the peer reviewers and all?
So my target to
I'll
meet,
drive you crazy.
my target to meet with the staff and the peer review consultants is probably around the middle of next week. So I'm kind of under the gun to get a draft done for their eyes so we can go over it. I think that I really could at least have a meeting with you folks. It so happens that Monday, the 14th is an open night for me. So if the board wanted to meet at 7 that night, I could do that. You might want to take it before anybody else does, but if that doesn't work for you folks, then, for example, 5 o'clock on the 16th of March, I could do. That's a Thursday.
I think
I
it's a
think-
Wednesday.
Which Wednesday? Yeah, it is.
Why do I keep looking at the calendar the wrong way? You are absolutely correct. It is Wednesday. It's not a Thursday, but in any case, 5 o'clock would work.
How about Jeffrey? How are you on the 16th at 5 o'clock?
I can make that work.
Nick, how about you?
I can make that work at the moment.
I just have one question to Beverly, not to put you
Yeah,
on.
we have a hearing.
What's
as
the, is that 16 Amor or has that been continued?
John,
But that's not till 7, right, Bev?
well, that's the ticket here. I mean, how long are you anticipating this 5 o'clock hearing to go?
Oh, I think it's not even a hearing, it's a
I
meeting.
mean,
Yeah, I know, it's fine. I mean, we could meet from 5 till 6:45 and then give everybody a break, and whoever's on that case can go on to the night hearing. This isn't gonna happen in one meeting, so,
No,
But-
I think, I'm sorry, I don't want to do that.
oh, okay.
Because that's going to put me into 4 hours or more of hearings.
Yeah.
How can we slide over to St. Patrick's Day, the 17th? Is that
Yes,
technically a
yes.
holiday that we should avoid?
No, I can do that. I'm French Canadian. I don't care about those days. So,
Okay, Jeff, do you
Yeah,
prefer
I'm not-
the 17th?
That's fine.
How about Nick?
Yep, I can do the 17th at 7 or 5.
for me, it would have to be 5, but I can do that.
5 o'clock.
Okay, I can do that as well. So is that the consensus of the board, or do you want to slide over into the following week? Would that be of any benefit to you, Judy Barrett, if we slid over to the 21st or the 22nd, or?
The 22nd, the night is open. I could meet with you at 7 that night.
Jeff?
What
would
night
you-
is that? What night is the 22nd?
It's a Tuesday.
Oh, but yeah, okay, we're much better on Mondays and Tuesdays, Wednesdays and Thursdays right now, or no, Tuesday is 6:48.
But is anybody, who on this panel is sitting on 6:48? Anybody?
I'm certainly not, but I think that means that Bev is going to be
Oh, Bev, I'm sorry.
on board for.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter.
Okay, no, it does matter. It does matter. We've got sufficient time to discuss a decision and get it filed. So there's no sense in persecuting anybody. So it looks like the 17th. Why don't we do this? Why don't we go over to the 17th? And that's going to be at 5 o'clock in the afternoon. And what do you say, Judy, for the first session? Would you expect it to go an hour and a half or more?
I would say 2 hours, maybe. I don't know that it needs to go beyond that. I mean, I don't know if you guys have a night meeting. I don't know if I'm going to, but I'll meet with you as long as we need to. But I think a couple of hours, you're gonna want to go through a bunch of stuff, so.
Okay,
Really, the focus is the conditions. I think that's the biggest, that and the waivers. I think we need to get through that first. The rest of the decision will fall into place, but those are the big ones.
okay. And Bev, are you free
The
the evening?
17th,
Yeah, you're free the 17th,
17th,
and that's convenient for you. You don't have
the
any,
15th and 16th, no, the 17th, yes.
okay, you don't have any St. Patrick's Day parties or something?
And
No, no. Okay, so with that being said, I want to thank Mr. Freeman and Bob Galvin for their submittals. They look very professionally done, and I'm sure they'll aid the board and Judy Barrett in helping us to deliberate properly and come up with a sensible decision. And with that being said, for all of those who wish to continue this hearing for deliberation purposes only till March 17th at 5 p.m. Please say aye.
Right.
Aye. Okay, so
Technically, you're closing the hearing.
Yeah, I was just gonna chime in on what Judy
Okay.
said, for clarity and no misunderstanding.
Right.
Yes, you should vote to close the hearing, and then under the regulations, I know you'll do it sooner, but you have 40 days then from tonight to make a decision.
no, I appreciate that, and I take that as very well intended. I thank you for your suggestion. So let's do this. Is there a motion to close the hearing this evening, and then schedule a time and date for deliberations?
So moved.
Okay, and Jeffrey, did I hear you move to
Yeah,
close the hearing this evening? And Nick seconds that. All in favor of closing the hearing in this application this
Yes.
evening? Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so it's unanimously voted that the hearing is presently closed, and on deliberations, the proposal is to go over to the 17th of March at 5 p.m. For the purposes of deliberations on the decision. All those in favor?
Sorry.
Aye.
Aye, aye. Judy, do you have a comment?
I just wanted to say, I think to Bev or whoever it sort of manages, who's got login access for these meetings. The only panelists on this from this point on should be the board, you, me, and Tim. And if we need Sean or Cliff, we can bring them in as panelists, but the parties are no longer panelists from this point on.
Understood.
All right.
Okay, great. And we'll plan on going 2 hours, maybe a little more if we can, but if we can't, we will not make this an extravaganza, but I want to thank everybody for their cooperation and I look forward to seeing everyone on the 17th of March at 5 p.m.
Great.
Okay. Thanks, folks. Have a great evening.
Thank
Thanks.
you very much. Good night, guys.
Good night.
Take
Yeah,
care.
have a happy St. Patrick's Day in advance.
Back at you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Beth.
Oh, you bet.